3, 2. Yep, there it goes. Boop doo doo.
And there we are.
Fix the camera. My palette needs a little water. It's thirsty.
You need a little water.
Yeah. For some reason, there's a lot of browns and skin tones on my palette.
Interesting.
Alright, widescreen, advanced. Turn the contrast down a little bit. Check my... Yeah, everything looks good and good. Bread ass sup! Simon the Bio's Monkey. Monkey mode activated. I watched another 25 minutes of Rogue One and man, that movie rocks. Andy Crimson, hoi hoi, folks. Like, even, like, I get not everyone loved 8 and 9, but, like, Star Wars has been ruined by Disney. I feel like Rogue One kicks so much butt that it works. Like, Rogue One is so much better than any of the prequels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, did you cast a curse on my opponent last stream or on me? Probably your opponent. Or no, on you. I cast a curse on you.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky bad. Hacking late.
You're late.
Brian Rotzog. About time. 3 minutes late. Not if you round down.
Exactly. Exactly on time if you round down.
Don't come here, Shirley. Please admit Rogue One is the best Disney era one. I think I still like 7 more.
I like 7.
Rogue One's
really
real
like
close, though. 7 is great. Rogue One is great. Solo is great. Boy. But is Solo better than Rogue One? I think I need to rewatch Solo.
Yeah. I feel like I liked it better at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I really like Solo.
Solo is great.
Thought it was really fun.
Like, I've seen
Which I know,
Rogue One
we're
a
not-
bunch of times.
I
I've
know we're
only
not
seen
supposed to have
Solo
fun
like
anymore.
3 times.
Mm.
Blanky Rex. Hello. Matthew Shea left my dislike. Still don't know why everyone does, though. Because it's your
'Cause
duty.
We tell you. Yeah, we tell you to.
Yeah. Need my brushes. My Rosemary and Co. 313s.
Are you gonna paint a flower pattern on the mask?
Like he got his mask on Etsy.
Yeah.
It should.
I mean, give the people what they want.
Brian Rotzog. Mando is the best Disney era one. That's, you know what? That's another good one. God. Yeah, Disney sucks with all these great Star Wars things. The letter K, what's up? Bernie Marceau, I'm recording some intense electronic music right now, but I'll listen to y'all too. Nice. I'm sure we'll help the process. I think you should use more beeps and less bops.
Exactly.
Jury's still out on boops. All electronic music needs some boops.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the
Where
dude
can we
gonna-
listen to this music?
Yeah.
I feel like we've asked this before.
Mm-hmm. Some of the dude, I'm gonna finish up my Death Guard Goo Master, and then gonna do some drawing.
Goo, goo, goo.
Blanky Rex, do you think the Death Corp's Forge World figures are cool? Yeah, the Death Corp are badass. It'd be nice if they didn't cost all the money in the world, but you know what? You can't always get what you want.
Exactly.
But yeah, they're pricey.
Dancing of Doom, need to finish my Night Lords, which I might do while watching you.
Ooh.
It's kind of like it almost was like a riddle.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of fun.
What do you think I should buy? The Beast Snagas or some Nurgle stuff and other shit? Well, you probably can't buy the Beast Snagas because... Or, like, are you talking about, like, when they become available? Are they available? I don't know anything.
I don't think so.
No, yeah, the box just came out and sold out. So yeah, you probably can't get the Beast Snagas until they're out proper.
Unless you want to spend like $500 and then buy from a scalper.
I did see somebody on one of my Facebook groups posted. They're like, "Hey, sorry to scalp, but I got 3 boxes, 300 apiece."
Nice. At least he said sorry to scalp.
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious. Did you see? I don't know. I'm part of one of those groups. Someone was trying to sell their watch for models, like a direct trade watch to models.
That's pretty good.
Like, and people were like, "Is this Forge World? Is that a Forge World watch?" Oh, yeah. It was so funny.
It's not uncommon for Magic the Gathering card trades.
Sure.
I want Magic or I have this Magic, but that kind of works.
That kind of works. I feel like it's in that same world. I feel like people that are part of the buying and selling of models don't care about your watch.
No, yeah, probably not.
Smartwatch. This is the Samsung Gen 2 smartwatch. It works great. Great battery life.
Mm-hmm.
People are just roasting them.
Andy Crisen, I'm going to a drag show sometime tonight. First time going to a bar club in a long while. Hopefully my social anxiety doesn't skyrocket. I know the feel, Andy Crimson. I went roller skating with some friends, and I am not the going out person. And also, they got there like an hour late. But it ended up being pretty fun. I got so bruised because I fell down mostly.
Yep, and the jorts didn't help.
No. The letter K. Jay, money isn't an issue for you and Nick because you got that YouTube money. That's true. We're both millionaires.
Exactly. Well, not after Games Workshop is going to shut us down. That's what I'm going to say.
Don't call me Shirley. Jay, could you use those stat troopers models as guard? Stat troopers? I don't know what a stat troop is.
You don't know what a stat troop is?
It'd be funny if they were like state troopers with the khaki and the weird hat.
And the weird hat. Why do they wear that hat?
Yeah, it is bizarre.
Mm-hmm. It's like a cowboy hat, but for cops.
Mm-hmm. Suchin Farron just got paid, and I've already been to my local game store for a box of TAC Marines to make some ridiculous kit bashes and customs. These ones are going to be Loyalist Death Guard and the Retributors from Astartes. Ooh, neat. I know Warhammer Community today, they showed off an army, and I have a new term. I'm going to call the army that they showed off a Spare No Expense army, where any kit bash, any customization goes, as long as it makes for the greatest army, because it was the coolest Blood Angels army I have ever seen. It was so cool, and he used tons of different kits and armies and models and helmets and stuff to make it, and it was gorgeous. So a Spare No Expense army. Don't call me Shirley. Starship Troopers.
Yeah. Just about to say.
Yeah, it'd probably work. They're about the same size. I have a bunch of them that I'll probably never paint because why would I?
Well, I mean, on that the Mo Models Mo Problem video, most people said that they'd play it with you.
That is true. That is true.
So just go to everyone's house individually and play with them, and probably get robbed.
Mm-hmm. Palo T. Yeah, you think you'll finish the JUDICIAR tonight? I don't know. It would make sense because I often finish models on patron-only streams.
Mm-hmm.
I don't plan it that way. It just works out.
And speaking of that, we have a Patreon-only stream after this stream.
We do.
Where you can actually call in and talk to us live on air.
For the whole time.
For the whole time, yeah. And you can say whatever you want. You can talk to the other weirdos. It's fun. Only nerds are allowed.
And Chicky Nugs.
Exactly. Yeah, Chicky Nugs is a different kind of nug.
Chicken eggs, happy Friday, my fried eggs. I'm not sorry for being late because I have a life outside full of meaning that is totally not a fabricated lie.
Yeah, you just show up fashionably late.
Mm-hmm.
Just because. Even though you were just sitting here waiting. Amazing. I'm continuing to put these Gloomspite kits together. This one's adorable.
I'm at the most exciting part in Rogue One when they're fighting on Scarif, and it's so good. There's like a GoPro shot from the perspective of an X-wing. It's amazing. Like the cinematography in that movie it's probably the best of the new Star Wars movies in terms of looks. It's not like Solo where the guy they got a cinematographer who gets hard by shooting with only natural lighting, which means everything is really, really, really dark.
You know what? I learned something today. It might not actually be. You might have to change your coloring settings on your monitor. And it might completely change.
Interesting.
I was learning this because of Premiere is a nightmare of a program, and you have to, if you want everything to be correct, you have to set it to a broadcast quality colors. But you have to go through your system settings to be able to do that. And when they edit movies, they use that same profile. So if you notice things being too dark, it's because you're not on that profile. That's what they said.
Although I've watched it on my I've watched it on a regular monitor and my computer monitor, and it looks bad both ways.
It wouldn't matter because the color profile's the same.
Interesting. I'll have to try that.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe it sucks no matter what. But that's what I learned today, which I think is interesting. And especially because Macs actually use a different profile than pretty much anything else. So Macs either have midtones tend to be too dark with everything that they do, which is interesting. And then your darks are black basically.
Yeah.
Because I changed some stuff and it brought like everything up. It was kind of wild.
I'll need to set my settings to Han Solo.
Exactly.
To solo a Star Wars solo.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to see if that does anything.
Chicken eggs.
Michael Spitz.
I don't sit and wait, by the way. When is the Patreon stream again? Been waiting since last week. Well, if you've been waiting for 1 week, you're in luck.
That is true. Patreon stream tonight. Put out that good old fashioned link on Patreon. Be exciting.
I love how the whole world vibrates when Jay sits down his drink. Yeah.
Michael Spitz, so that's what Nick's been doing instead of painting orcs. Learning. What a sicko. Oh, yeah. Well,
degenerate.
I know. Jesus. It's been a... We did some filming today. I came home, and it's been a lot of looking stuff up and reading articles about this. Because I was running into a problem where the preview in Premiere was different than the exported file, but now I fixed it, so now it's all the same. But it's crazy that that's not default. You have to turn all that stuff on to make it look the same. It's wild.
Anton Trussell, do you have a tutorial on how to do the tiny writing on purity seals and books and stuff? If not, any tips? I think I do have a video on using a little paint pen. I think I have a video on how to do purity seals. It's a little old, but I'm sure it'll still get the job done. But I don't know a way to do it where it's just like easy and does itself. It still takes some very, very fine control. I usually do it with gray instead of black because I feel like it. You want a little bit less contrast because if you look at an open book from a little distance, you can't see the black text. It kind of turns just to fuzzy gray. Jesuchan Farron, I love the Firstborn Tactical Marine set. Each box just begs you to customize your super soldiers with all the parts and decorations. Even better if you've got some spare bits from other kits. Yeah, it definitely works out great if you have a lot of spare bits. The only problem...
I have work bits. Does that work?
Yep. The only problem with the Tactical Space Marine kit is the wide stance. They all have a little cowboy stance going on.
Yeah, a little state trooper hat on, too.
Michael Spitz. I started watching some of the animation re-uploads, and they're so good, and they made me realize that what that Warhammer actually is when we play the game. Thanks, Games Workshop, for ruining fun. I looked the other day, and it seemed like most stuff was still by the original uploader. I'll have to check again. 'Cause it'll be interesting to see exactly how this plays out.
Mm-hmm.
When I checked it a few days ago, everything was still pretty much by the original uploaders.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll have to wait and see.
I bet everyone's getting a little fussy for nothing.
Yeah, well, people in the comments actually brought up some good points. That a lot of it was people making money. And you can't really, like, I feel like you can't really make money off of a fan film and have it be a fan film. So that's kind of a good point. Because, yeah, a lot of the people who got Nastygrams were people who had, like, Patreons and, millions of views devoted to their Warhammer content.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if that's part of it. Really, I mean, James Workshop should have come out and said, hey, we are so happy that people get really excited to do fan animations, but we can't have people making money because we need to protect our intellectual property. And then left it at that. Like, they should have just made that statement, period, instead of just changing it to saying, no more fans.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. And, like, we were looking at Warhammer Community, and the people running the community, they had this adorable website where they had 1 million crab jokes because everyone loved the crab.
Yeah.
And it sucks that no one at Games Workshop is on the same page.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because how could you write such cute, amazing community stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Like, from all that stuff is from the community, truly. And then also say no fan films.
Yeah.
It is a little odd. Doesn't quite make any sense.
Joe Draco, so I have decided to get an Imperial Guard Inquisition character done up for the painting challenge. I have 5 sitting here, but can't decide on which one. Interesting. I kind of want to build a maybe if we can get a real budget. I'd love to build a series because Inquisitors usually have like a group of friends that they pal around with, kind of like Inquisitor Eisenhorn, and I'd love to use different kits to make the Inquisitor and his friends. There's some cool kits out there, but it'd be Games Workshop, so it'd be pricey.
Yeah, sell the car
Yeah, exactly.
in order to be able to
Yeah, pawn the dogs.
pawn the dogs.
Power Surge. What do you know about using oil washes and an airbrush? Any techniques, cleaning processes? Does it smell like roses? I suppose you could put it in the airbrush. I put washes through the airbrush just so that I didn't have to brush on the washes, and that worked out fine. But, I guess if it's just an oil wash, I'd probably just brush it on.
Yeah, I guess unless you're trying to do something really quickly, like you have 1 million models, and you want to spray them all down. I guess it all depends on what you're doing. Make sure you're in a ventilated area, probably.
Oh yeah, odorless thinner is not odorless.
That is true.
Lucky Bad. Yeah, does Games Workshop have a PR department? Because I have some notes. Yeah, like don't use the words no and fan in the same sentence.
Ah, good. I'm so glad this person said this. Lookout Science, speaking of pricey, how do you feel about the Kill Team now requiring at least 2 books?
Ah.
Yeah, that's pretty garbage.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that today.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Yeah. The old
I mean-
it used to all be in 1 book. Now it's in 2 books.
Come on. What are we doing? And then there's gonna be an Elites version.
Maybe it's
Half-
gonna be like the 7th edition codex where it was 3 books shrink wrapped together. So maybe it'll be 2 books shrink wrapped together for 1 price. And then you can, super glue the 2 books together into 1 book.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it's dumb. The only thing that I could think of is maybe it makes it easier to update the units without changing the rules.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of makes sense. But,
Yeah, it could be, but it definitely seems, especially when it used to all be in 1 book and now it's in 2 books.
Yeah.
And what? It's not like 2 different things. It's the rules are broken in half and sold in 2 different books.
Yep.
Matthew Meyer, their recent anti-fan animation stuff is simple. They hate other people's success as they view it as their failure. Sounds dumb, but true. We'll never know, because Games Workshop does not... We don't know Games Workshop. The man named Games Workshop. We'll never know.
The man, the myth, the workshop.
Although I would have to guess it's not that petty. Like, it's not someone being like, man, I don't like them. Yeah, they got a lot more views than our video does. Meh. I'd guess it's not that.
I hope it is that.
That's true. Like, Games Workshop is just like a teenage girl.
I wasn't invited to prom.
I bet it probably is people making money off of their intellectual property. Because, a bunch of people were making bank. Doge the Jester. Nick and Jay, love your keeping it real attitudes. This is for both that what Nick is your favorite orc model and Jay, what is your favorite Necron model and why? I like the I really like the new Ophidian Destroyers, the tripod guy. I think they did pretty awesome.
I mean, the obvious one is Gazgul.
It's a good one.
The new Gazguls, I mean, just insanely sick. But I'm gonna say, even though they're really expensive and people have done kit bashes with other things that are honestly way cooler, I kind of like the mech guns.
Yeah, the mech guns are awesome.
I think the mech guns are pretty fun. I like the grots that come with them. They have a lot of expression. I used those grots in my kill team.
Here, the real question: are those grots smiling?
Exactly.
Because if they're not orcs.
But if I could move the question to Age of Sigmar, and then move it from orcs to gloom spike kits, so basically just not your question at all. I really like Gabapalooza.
You know what I did today? Because for some reason dwarves are on my brain, so I looked up on Games Workshop the Caradron Overlords. They're kind of awesome. They're the steampunk dwarves, and I read their page on Lexicanum, and they're pretty cool. I don't know if they're skink cool, but they're pretty cool. And it does seem like a low model army. And there's a really cool picture on the Games Workshop web store where they used cotton balls to hide the flying stand and make it look like they're floating in the clouds, and it was really cool.
Interesting. I never would have thought that you would have said that you liked dwarves of any kind. This is insane. So they're not the Friar Slayers or whatever they are?
No, they're the Caradron Overlords. They're the steampunk, floaty balloon dwarves.
Interesting. I know there's been a few people that have done UB Complete with those models, and they're pretty neat.
And I like that they have like flying boats. Jesuchin Farron. Maybe we could get Leonard French, the copyright attorney, to check this out. That would be cool. Maybe we should all try shooting him an email.
Mm-hmm.
Although I like his videos, but I can't listen to them because he'll start out and he'll be like, "Hey, let's talk about this company," and then he just starts going into legalese, and I'm like, I don't get it anymore. How long is this video? This video is long. Like, I'm sure he's a great lawyer, and it's great that he puts out those videos. But it gets a little dry. I need a little pizzazz. Although he has a bunch of fun hats that he wears in his videos.
Oh, that's fun. Daniel Bear. Jay, when are you painting Lord Croak? He's got a skink on his model.
I'll probably get a croak one day. Declan Russell, I don't understand the JUDICIAR's rules at all. I don't either, but I don't have the 9th edition rulebook.
Except you do. You just lied.
I don't have the I have the rulebook. I don't have the Space Marine Codex.
You know, I've heard that the internet is the codex. Which you would buy.
Remember the Games Workshop email though. We can't say stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, I wish that was true.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine getting an email from Games Workshop.
Yeah.
Would we post it immediately to social media? Games Workshop says we're being bad and they're gonna spank us. That's what it would be.
Jesuchin Farron, he tries. He can only pizzazz legal documents and contracts so much, and for what it's worth, he makes it palatable. No, his channel's great. I love his stuff. I'm just too dumb to pay attention.
You can say that again.
Lucky Bat. Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Yeah, you're getting destroyed.
Don't call me Shirley. Who's the lawyer tuber? Leonard French. I don't remember if that's his channel name, but you'll probably get there if you just type in Leonard French. Lawyer.
Michael Spitz, Games Workshop Gmail profile pic is probably the big E. If not, it's the big D. Duncan. Exactly.
Duncan Rhodes.
It'd be a little weird if they had Duncan. It'd be a little bit weird if they had Duncan Rhodes as their profile picture.
It would be. Yeah, it would be like they're not quite over him yet.
Yeah. Yep. It's like having pictures of your ex.
It seems like it's working out for him, though. I mean, he's starting out a new line of paint. I'm sure he couldn't come out with a line of paint while working for the G-Dub.
Unless it was called Citadel.
And it wasn't his, and he didn't make any money.
Exactly.
Power Surge, after watching Auspex's video on Space Wolf stratagems, makes me realize that you can build a Chaos Space Marine Khorne Legion and use Space Wolf's Codex as an alternative. Yeah, I love Count As armies. And like, where people are like, yeah, I want to play with these models, but I'm going to use these rules to make everything work, and it's going to be awesome. Jesuchin Farron, Leonard French's channel is called Waffle Masses.
Ah.
Yeah, everybody check out his channel. He had a really great video on Hero Forge.
Oh, that is fun.
Flimbo the dude. Duncan Road is a Chad. He can step on me any day. Declan Russell, I'd rather have an Indomitus Chaplain than the JUDICIAR for the same point. So yeah, but look at how cool the JUDICIAR is.
Yeah. Did you take in the coolness factor?
Checkmate.
Exactly.
Michael Spitz, since I saw the animations today, Black Templar are tempting. What should I start with? Probably Assault Intercessors. That's probably a great way to start any Space Marine army.
What if you don't want to start a Space Marine army?
Nope, still assault intercessors.
Hmm.
Yeah, the best way to start any army is with some Tau fire warriors.
One of these cute little guys has a apparently his nose has been hurt, so he wrapped up his nose.
Aww, they do have
Very
big
cute.
noses.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at this point, they're schnozzes. They're not noses anymore.
Mm-hmm. Look out, science. Speaking of new paints, any experience with G paint on minis? It's lacquer based, ready to airbrush out of the pots. I've never heard of G paint. Limited, dude. Coolness comes first. Absolutely, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Spitz. Fuck. Just painted mine as Ultramarines. What else besides Assault Intercessors? I mean, if you just want to paint something to be Black Templar? I guess like maybe like the Blade Guard veterans are very Black Templar-y. A chaplain would be awesome. Jesuchan Theron. Judicars can't shout "Burn, heretic" with the dignified rage of the late great Sir John Hurt. Counter clickmates. That is true. Their oath of silence. Although I read the book Indomitus and they did talk, but I don't know if maybe they are allowed to talk when they're not in battle.
Daniel Bear. Holy hell, a nice old Chinese lady I work with made me some food for my dinner and said she didn't make it very spicy, but oh my god, I am so white. This is like licking the sun.
Exactly.
I kind of hoped it was a random old Chinese lady.
Mm-hmm.
Just came up to you and gave you random food.
Look out, science. Someone told me Rule of Cool should dictate which army you want to get into, because somewhere down the line, you're going to get shafted by the rules unless you're Space Marines. Exactly. Yeah, I've seen everything have its ups and downs, and I haven't been playing for that long. Like 7 years, 8 years. And I feel like I've seen almost everything have its spotlight. And suck. Except Space Marines, of course.
Well,
I think Space Marines have always been pretty good.
They suck in terms of other things.
Need a brown.
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 Joe Draco's Rule of Cool rules.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to do some oils on this shoulder. Why not?
Oh my god. Someone's being a little naughty.
Daniel Bear. Random Chinese ladies appearing and gifting food is like some sort of ancient fable. One thing I'm finding super helpful, I got a big box of like condiment
Wieners.
cups, and these are great as like little disposable pallets. 10 out of 10. You know what? Do I have cardboard? I do have cardboard near me. I'm gonna try this linseed oil trick, where you put it on cardboard and that sucks out some of the oils. Although I heard you're supposed to like do it early.
Yeah, I think
not
it's supposed
seconds,
to be like...
but it should get rid of something. Need a little bit of
Cardboard.
white and a little bit of brown.
But you're gonna ruin all that cardboard.
Exactly.
Aren't you worried about the cardboard?
This is GW cardboard too. It's expensive cardboard. Declan Russell, Noise Marines equal best models. Yeah, Games Workshop needs to get on the Noise Marines and the oh god, what are those Space Marines? Those Chaos Space Marines called? The Slaneshi guys, because they're super popular, and there basically are no models for them. There's like one upgrade kit, That's old as hell. And yet they're still mega popular.
Don't call me Shirley. I saw Midwinter Minis comment on your new video and Goober and not Major Kill. You talked about Warhammer porn. Like, what?
Oh yeah, that must have put him off.
Yeah.
I like Major Kill. He's grown on me. At first I was a little put off, but now I dig his stuff.
You know, I was surprised to see a Goober in Midwinter.
Mm-hmm.
This is fun. Goober's been commenting on our videos recently.
Yeah.
Love a good goob.
Mm-hmm. Good old goob. Dude, yes, please, new Noise Marines. I mean, there's one Noise Marine.
Mm-hmm.
Literally one. With a guitar, so it's kind of a gag.
But 40k is serious.
Yes, yeah, 40k is so serious. Nothing is more serious.
One of the most serious things in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, next you're gonna say it's a game or something.
Chicken eggs.
You'll really see me upset and angry.
So EOB gonna take a stroll onto old Goobertown sometime soon. You never know. You'll just have to keep a lookout.
Exactly. A lookout science, if you will. You get it? Because that's the person that's in the chat. Isn't that fun?
Mm-hmm. Akin Wakinona. Slanesh Korn refresh is almost as needed as Eldar. Yeah, they're all lounging in old. Speaking of old, I need more paint thinner. Oh no, I have some right here. But do I have an extra cup? Yes I do. Over here-ish.
Ooh, over there.
Is one of these clean?
No. I'm just gonna assume.
This one. This one.
Lookout
works.
science. Zing.
Mm-hmm.
You know it.
Yeah, I think, because Chaos is kind of in a weird spot, and Chaos is kind of a weird army, where it's kind of exactly the same as Space Marines, but unlike Space Marines, like, their kit and stuff is so varied. Like, all Space Marines are exactly the same, but different colors, basically, but Chaos Space Marine Legions are all very different, and so I feel like if they could at least do, because they have Tzeentch and Nurgle, if they could at least do the same for Khorne and Slanesh, I feel like they'd be in a really, really good spot. To be like, okay, we've done Chaos.
Chaos done right.
Mm-hmm. I was joking around with my cousin once, and he was getting mad, and he said, "Get this. Can you stop? This is serious." I pummeled his unassuming ass right there in the funeral home for doubting Games Workshop.
Amazing.
Joe Dre goes, "I don't know about Eldar needing a refresh. They deserve as much punishment as can be for dished out after the shenanigans of 3rd edition Eldar. Death to the knife ears." Michael Spitz. Question. Jay, what did you use as chains on your assault intercessors? I used chains. I found them at the art store. I don't know the exact size and type they are.
How
but they're small. Kino Kinonas, is the Sax playing Marine on the Rhino IP infringement? I mean, probably. Yeah. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Like, is everything going to get purged? Is most everything just going to be left alone?
I literally said the exact same thing.
If I had to guess, I'd guess that
Right.
most stuff is just left alone.
I bet everything's left alone. Besides people making a ton of money.
Yeah,
I think as long as you don't have a Patreon, I think you'll be fine.
probably.
Michael Spitz, which art store you are legally obligated to tell me?
Michael's Arts and Crafts in the jewelry section.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just knock a few old ladies out of the way.
Oh,
You'll
yeah.
find it.
Yeah. Just elbow 'em.
Mm-hmm. You just yell at them and say, "I still got dreams." Michael Spitz. Nick, would you recommend Michael's as a good job considering my name? I would say you would fit right in. You could constantly say that, I'm Michael who owns Michael's, and everyone would think you were so funny. And you get fired. Good old Michael's.
Mm-hmm.
Fond memories of stocking shelves at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Sarah Kitty, what do you think about attaching the model to the base before painting, both versus painting a model and painting a base separate and then gluing them together later? I think it really comes down to the type of base you're doing. If you're just doing sand, you can probably go ahead and glue everything first. If you're doing something a little bit more intense, like a industrial base or like a flooring potato chip base, then you'd probably want to glue after. Most models, it's not a big deal because they have fat feet that can just super glue down to whatever, but it becomes kind of tricky when you have stuff like Gene Stealer Cult or Space Marine, or Gene Stealer
Eldar.
Cult or Skitarii or Eldar, where they have tiny, delicate little feet. And it's a little bit harder.
Yep.
There's not as much surface area, so I would say for those, either pin them or figure out a way to plastic glue them down. Like I've glued down pieces of sprue strategically on the base so that I have a spot to glue on later. Akinoki Nona's Michael's really is the Barnes & Noble of craft stores. For some reason, this cheap ass oil paint is kind of being a little bit
finicky.
Yeah, like it just evaporates when I put thinner on it, because it's probably actually very low on pigment.
Do those ones have the squares too?
I think these are probably too cheap. Let me look. This is like one of those 12 tubes for $5.
Right.
Artist quality, it says on the back.
Well.
They have no square on them.
Yeah, of course. Interesting.
Yeah, all of the real ones I have that.
Yeah. We learned that the squares mean something. The squares on the back. And it's like opacity, maybe?
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I have to check mine. I'm holding this piece, though. I saw this question, but I don't know where it is. Someone asked if we've played Age of Sigmar yet. And,
No.
Nope, not yet. One day, though. I was going to ask you, are you down for a kill team? Maybe on Sunday?
Yeah.
I can ask Amanda if she's down.
Gotta get a rematch in.
Because I won. Remember that?
Yes,
Remember when
I remember you
won
won.
and I destroyed you
Mm-hmm.
and you cried when you got home?
I definitely lost.
And then you cried when you got home?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. I like the part where you stomped around my basement saying, "This isn't fair."
Mm-hmm.
That happened.
Yeah.
And you peed everywhere, which is a little rude, but I get it.
Sarah Kitty, another question. Thoughts on using cheap craft paints for bases? I know people like to use those for terrain. You can probably get away with using cheap stuff for bases. Again, like, it depends on if you're doing something nice with the bases or not. Like, if you're painting fake marble, you probably want to use the good stuff, but if it's just yellow sand, you can probably get away with whatever. You can notice, now that you have Age of Sigmar, will you play Warcry? Kill team for Age of Sigmar? Probably. We'll probably get to every game.
I'm interested because I like the Gloomspite gets set. I think it's... Do they have the Warcry one? Or I'm thinking of
Underworlds.
the other one.
How is Warcry and Underworlds not the same thing?
I don't know if it is or not. I have no idea. I don't know how those games work.
Daniel Bear. I did it. I ate all the food. I'm going to feel that tomorrow. Jojo goes, Jay, that belch was a 0.
Wow.
See, do I have a better brown in a higher quality oil?
Michael Spitz. I love knowing Nick and Jay wasted a week painting for a game they may play once. Exactly. I mean, I think we'll play it more than once. We'll play it like 3 times. But, no, I think we'll play it a bunch because, I mean, I have a whole other army to work on. So, I mean, we need to play it at least twice. One with the Cruel Boys, one with the Gloomspite gets.
Holy cow, I dropped my paintbrush on the floor and it vanished.
It's the goblins. It's the dwarves.
It's gone. I heard it click, 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 and then it just... Ah, there it is. Boy, it really covered some ground. Ooh. Some other dude. Do people even play Blood Bowl? Probably. I mean, it's got a lot of upgrades and stuff.
We could.
We could.
But we could play the old version.
Mm-hmm.
Flimbo the Dude, can you use Cruel Boys and Gloomspite gets together? I don't know, but probably not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably not. Michael Spitz, well, I'm going to paint Dominion in over a year and never play it, so fight me. It. Next video, I lost my paintbrush. Goodbye video. Joe Draco, so serious question. Can I solve my which character should I paint dilemma by painting all 5 and putting them on one base, making them one model? I feel that's a shifty kind of legal. I mean, you can't, you should use the right base. So if the model came with like a 32 or a 28 or something, you should use the right base.
Yeah. I would say so. Look at science. Actually, yes, you can. I don't know the specific rules, but Age of Sigmar loves souping.
Ah.
So long as they're the same alliance.
Oh, are they both destruction, death, chaos, or good guys?
I think they're destruction. That's interesting.
You know what's interesting? So the armies, the armies in Sigmar that I really like is the the Seraphon, the Space Marines, whatever they're called, the Lumineth Realm Lords, and the Caradron Overlords, and they're all in the good guy faction.
Wow.
So maybe that's
You
a
mean
really
the
good.
loser
That's a good way to
faction?
do it. I don't think. Yeah, none of the bad guys really appeal to me that much. I'm trying to think. Maybe the vampires, but I feel like there's not enough out yet for them yet.
Nah, the vamps are cool. Boner boys? What about the boner boys?
Boner boys, BBs.
Love the boner boys. That's interesting though. Yeah, one of these years we'll get around to figuring this out.
Maybe I'll get a start collecting from every group of the good guys.
You know, that does make sense. You would assume that they could all play together.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone in the chat play both Age of Sigmar and 40k? And which one is a more fun game? In your opinion? Michael Spitz, as a 5'10" ginger, can I offer all of my advice on dwarves whenever it's needed?
Yeah. Oh wait, 5'10"? Was that? That's not short.
That's not short.
It's like above average.
That's how tall I am.
I'm considerably shorter.
But for the ladies, we're 6 feet.
Yeah.
Right, Michael Spitz? But, yeah. There we go. Michael Spitz. Oh, no, I said 2'10".
Ah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, 13 inches from, top of the head to... Declan Russell, any advice for college? Try to keep it cheap, study.
Jeez. Do all the drugs, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, do all of the drugs. I mean, that's a given.
What's yeah, keeping it cheap is a real honestly some real good advice. Jojo goes, I'm off to paint. Good night.
Good night. Michael Spitz, do that warp dust. Good old warp dust.
Yeah, don't tell anyone you play Warhammer.
Yeah.
Especially the girls. Really only the girls. All the guys will love it. Yeah, appear to be cooler.
Autumn, Hannah,
Yeah.
how are you spreading that brown paint with a damp brush? With
Also,
thinner.
don't be yourself.
No. Yeah.
That's a good one. I feel
Come up
like.
with a character. Maybe give yourself an accent of some kind.
Greetings, gentle listener. Exactly. Michael Spitz, my mom wants me to go to UNC, but pick it. If I go to community college, I can get more minis.
Exactly. And you could always do both. Probably.
I mean, we went to community college, and look at us. We're doing great.
Exactly. Michael Morales. Pick a trade and skip college. That's not a bad idea either. Can make a lot of money in the trades.
Yeah, I would say if you're gonna go to college, you better use your time effectively. Because I mean, think about how many people we went to college with that did not do anything.
Oh God,
all
yeah.
4 years, and they spent so much money, and there's nothing out there for them because they have zero skills, abilities, or talents, and they're not interesting. So that's not good. You definitely don't want that. So make sure you do something while you're there. Yeah, a lot of people went because their high school told them to, and that's never good.
I remember I was in
have a plan.
college, in high school. In my last year of high school, I took college classes in the evenings, and I remember on like one of the last weeks of high school, they made me go down to the college office and explain my plan, and I'm like, I'm enrolled in college, and they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I had to do that too. It was dumb. What's your plan? I'm going to school. I'll be going to school. I am currently in school.
Atrius Bolt. I double majored in finance and econ. I work in network security now. Nothing is set in stone.
That is also true.
The real Black Tux. What country are y'all from? I'm Australian. USA.
Yeah, the only country that matters.
Exactly.
Exactly. Wait, there's other countries.
I mean, there's barely other countries.
You heard it here, folks. Jay doesn't believe in other countries. Michael Spitz, my mom wanted me to go on a college tour in 8th grade, and I still don't know what the fuck to do in 11th grade now.
Exactly.
I mean, you sound like a perfect candidate for community college.
Exactly.
If you don't know what you want, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then I took a bunch of random stuff. And pretty much the first random stuff I started to take, I liked. And there you have it.
Atrius Bolt. What is your plan? Honestly, just try not to starve to death and hopefully have a house. I'd really like to be a pro knife fighter. I mean, who doesn't want to be a pro knife fighter? Although every time I see one of those like self-defense videos where they're doing the fighting, I always feel like, no, that's like silliness. Like I did boxing, and so I did a lot of sparring, and you don't really have control when you're doing stuff like that. You're really focused on you, and you almost don't really notice what the other person is doing, and so how are you gonna pull off those moves? Like, best advice would probably just be run away.
Yeah.
Or try to get out of the situation.
Pretty much if you're about to be in any fight, the best thing to do is run away.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're about to be in a fight, don't be in a fight.
Maybe start
and run away.
screaming.
Yep. Pee everywhere.
Shoot them.
Exactly. And speaking of shooting them, it is after 10 o'clock. This went so fast.
It did.
I didn't even realize.
Eric's Hobby Workshop. I've been reading Book of the New Sun. Just found out this guy is inspired by the main character, Severain. What? Alright, anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. There was a video out today.
The Judiciar? Is he
Judicar?
inspired by a different character?
Oh, I don't know. I know he's in the book Indomitus, because I read that book.
Interesting. But speaking of that, we're going to move on to our Patreon-only stream.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Good night.
Good night.